Hello again for part two. I'm Rob. I'm Rob Zagato. Uh, that's God. I don't mean the ceiling. That's an overhanging ceiling made of styrofoam. God is that's not God. That's just an overhead ceiling from Sears, which we put in about 30 years ago. No, but when it got up there is like the attic and the roof, and then go up a little higher and there's some clouds, and then like the moon, and then you go about 24 trillion miles, and then you hit Alpha Centauri and stuff like that. But we're used to doing this, like when we say God, we point up, which is an interesting thing. Why do we point up? Why don't we say, "Oh God, God over there," or why don't we like do this, God, or do this for God, or like that? Or anyway, like we think like in a linear system of amounts, and also distance and places and stuff, and so I think up is better, and up is big, and like we're down here, and good things are above, like sunlight and moon and wind, and so like the stars are up there, so God must be up there too, But God is in us. You know that He's in us. He's in us. How do we know He's in us? Because we're still alive. If He wasn't in us, we'd be like a leaf plucked off a tree. It would just die, okay? And God is in us. We're alive. Physically alive, soul alive, spiritually alive. As long as you have breath in yourself, you're alive. God is in you, okay? Doing something miraculous in you. Don't matter if you think you're not doing anything. Something miraculous is happening in you because you're part of God. You're in God. You are part of the vine, God's vine. You are a leaf on the vine. You are a branch on the vine. You're in God, and you therefore are pulsating God every second of your existence, and you are showing yourself to be miraculous, beautiful, marvelously created, doing marvelous things which most people are not seeing, but God Himself. Our eyes are not open wide enough, our ears are not open wide enough for us to hear and see how beautiful you are and what you're doing. But God is seeing it, and He's very happy. And you're marvelous, and you're beautiful. And the curtain is rent in the middle, and the door is wide open. The wall of partition is down. The kingdom is completely open now. God's house is fully open. You're fully in it. Because God loves you, and you're in it. And you cannot but be beautiful and marvelous. And you're doing something more marvelous than you even know. More marvelous than anything you can even think of is what you're doing. Your natural state is doing in who you are, who you were created, and then reborn in that part of your life, and then the new creation in you. And that's marvelous. It's doing marvelous things in you as you're agreeing with it, as you've changed into being an agreeing and not a disagreeable person, but an agreeable type of person, and agreeable with something beautiful. You are agreeing with something beautiful, and therefore you are I can't ever say this word, like a mirror. You mirror, and the what is that? The verb of doing, of mirroring, whatever. You're mirroring the beauty of yourself from God, and you would think that in order for me to be beautiful, I have to take a trillion semesters of nanophysics and quantum chromodynamics and spherical harmonics in the topology of the M metric with the basic redundancy polynomials over in vitro and in vivo healing principles of the pharmacology aspects of the opiate receptors. Say what? Say what? I mean, don't you think other people have known that even before you did? So mirror what you are, which is much more beautiful than just repeating what somebody else said, which probably 9/10 of the time it don't even work, but just sounds good. I think we learned this from like a lot of TV and stuff, like Star Trek and stuff. They got that completely wrong. World's Fair, they got that completely wrong. We're not living on the bottom of the ocean. We don't have houses on Mars. There ain't giant bulldozers rampaging through the African jungles, turning them into highways as they plow ahead. But we did get the computer. We didn't see that coming. We didn't see that coming at all. Okay? We didn't see that coming at all. We thought the computer would just be getting more powerful, but that basically it would still be about the size of a house. We didn't see the laptop. It just, boom, came out of nowhere. Boom! It was not, and then there it was. And that's how it is with God. Out of nothingness, He hung the earth in the midst of nothingness, and like it was there, suddenly, That's how quick His mind is. Boom, 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 like lightning, boom! But lightning, and then when it hits its target, it's like love, It isn't a shock that just, like, fries you up. Lightning goes out like speed, and when it approaches and that lightning sees its target of love and something beautiful, it says, oh, this is my daughter and my son that I love. I'll slow this down, convert that lightning into a big huggy wuggy, then give it a lightning kiss, like in that cartoon where the dog falls in love with the statue of the horse, Daisy horse. Daisy! Oh, my Daisy! I don't know if you remember that one. Anyway, it's an interesting story. There's this horse, there's this dog, and he falls in love with a statue of a horse in a city park. And he really falls in love with a horse, a statue of a horse, a beautiful female filly horse. Was it a horse or was it? No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a horse. A dog fell in love with a statue of what breed of horse? Dog is that? Like a Great Dane or something, a beautiful female Great. Anyway, when he kisses the horse, lightning comes down because it was a rainy day, and the dog gets zapped by the lightning, Anyway, this was during the war, so they took the scrap metal from Daisy, which was a metal horse statue, and melted it down into a bomb. So, dog's looking all over for Daisy, and finally he finds her at a munitions factory where she's been converted into a bomb. And basically, what happens next is he kisses the bomb, and the bomb explodes, and he says, Daisy, you ain't changed a bit. You still got it. So, this is like God. He's got all this power, but it's all love-based power, not insular separation type power, but intent power, lightning-like power of love. Not power to squish us like bugs, but send out that lightning to love. Create us into real human beings. Then the miracles begin. When we're real, and He doesn't have to fight through all our illusions and delusions of who we think we are and what's right in the world, but we can let Him decide. Catch you in number 3. Be right back.